Hello everybody, I'm Ninjo X, the Enlightened Gamer, coming at you with a brand new show, Enlightened Vlogs. His show will not take up any of the time slots of the two previous shows, but will instead stagger itself in alongside. This show will give me a chance to wax philosophical and talk to you about some of the topics that I either brush on in my Let's Plays or don't have the chance to say. Warning, there will occasionally be controversial material in these vlogs, but I will try to handle them with compassion and as much open-mindedness as I can give. Today I wanted to talk about something that I briefly hit on in one of my earlier episodes. The idea that extremes are very rarely the correct decision. No, GLaDOS, you're dead wrong. The correct answer is most often not the easiest one. The correct answer, more often than not, is the correct one. Sometimes it's very hard to find that answer. Sometimes it's very easy. It has no bearing on whether or not it's correct. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, well, but Ninja, there are things that are very obviously right or wrong. You're right, there are very few things that are almost always right or almost always wrong. Namely wrong. Charity is almost always right, even if done for the wrong reasons, because you are extending a helping hand to your fellow human beings. It's a generally good thing. It can be used as a means of obscuring corruption from your other misdeeds, but that doesn't make it less of a good deed. There are the ones that are obviously always bad. Rape, pedophilia. Those are really the only three that I can think of that are pretty much always black or white and not somewhere in the gray area. Murder? Murder is terrible, but sometimes a person is a great enough threat to the people around them that they must be dealt with, that justice must be done. Now, I know you're probably thinking that sounds a little vengeful. It's really not. Sometimes a person is a great enough threat to the rest of us that they must be removed from society. And a life sentence isn't always the correct answer. There are some people that just want to watch the world burn. They don't have any feeling of remorse for what they do. Does this mean that they're mentally disabled? Yes, it does. They're incapable of understanding that there are consequences to their actions. And it's a terrible tragedy, especially for the people that knew them or that care for them. They will never be able to care for you until a time comes when our technology is great enough that we're able to undo such damage. And Lord knows we've tried through science, through research, through medicine, all kinds of different methods to reverse antisocial personality disorder. You don't choose to be unfeeling, to be a sociopath, but you do choose to kill. You do choose to rape, to murder, to destroy the lives of others around you, to give your life some sort of meaning, to give you some kind of feeling. Now, I know some of you guys are probably thinking, Ninja, what the heck does this have to do with video games? More than you know. You see, a sociopath treats the world as if there are no consequences for their actions. Their only consequences are the feelings of others that get hurt in the process. And that is of no consequence to them. the world of video games is very similar. Especially in games that give you choice. Have you ever noticed how more often than not, people choose the dark side, people choose the renegade route, people choose to be vile, corrupted monsters whenever there is no feelings attached? I give you the gaming sociopath. Because there are no direct real-world consequences to our actions in video games, most people behave like sociopaths. Instead of looking for answers that might not be there, they retreat inward and do whatever is fun, whatever makes them see light, colors, explosions, screams, death. Certain games literally only have success because of this principle. And it hurts me. But I'm not going to talk about those games specifically, at least not yet. Because I still want to stay on topic. Extremes are very rarely ever the correct answer. And I want you guys to understand that. Political extremes, religious extremes, anti-religious extremes. Stay open-minded. There's a reason I end every video with the catchphrase, stay enlightened. I don't just mean that as in I'm trying to say, be like me. Because there were times when I was super unenlightened. Not long ago. I'm not lying to you. There are still times when I say or think boneheaded things that I look back on just a few days later and say, what was I thinking? But it's in the pursuit of knowing what is right and wrong. In the pursuit of understanding the greater mysteries that you keep yourself enlightened. You don't have to find the answers. In fact, you never will. At least for some of the questions. That's just life. It's too big, too complex, too incredible for any of us to even begin to comprehend. And that's why I want to do these vlogs. I want to talk to you people about these deep issues. Not just topical things, not just how my life is going, but to talk to you about incredible things that are so sadly so often overlooked. Now, I said extremes are almost never the correct answer. I used the word almost because sometimes they are. Pacifism, or allowing people to walk all over you to do whatever they want, is just another extreme. I'm not saying violence is the answer. I wouldn't say that. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it isn't. Because violence is a very extreme thing. I feel like there's a deer watching me, but I don't care. Whatever. It's cool. It's cool. If I get gored by a deer, at least it'll be on camera. I want to talk to you guys about this stuff, and there's just not enough time during the Let's Plays to always be able to do this. To rarely ever. I mean, I've been going on for about almost 10 minutes, so I'm probably going to keep on going for a little bit longer. What about you guys? Do you like the idea of these vlogs? Of me opening my soul, my mind, my experiences to you? Even for the right reason, extremes are not the right answer. I live in the United States. What about communism versus capitalism? There are Americans out there who would have you believe that one system or the other is without flaw. That they're both perfect. The honest truth is, both are imperfect because both are two halves of the same coin. And it's on the ridge of that coin that we find the truth. A mix, a perfect combination of regulation and freedom to achieve is the correct answer. But it's a combination that too many people are too bullheaded and stubborn to even consider. That's what upsets me whenever I see it in the world. Not whenever people have the right idea or the wrong idea. Because I don't know. Their ideas might be right. Mine could easily be wrong. What upsets me is whenever I see people that won't even consider the idea that they might be wrong. And that's not to say you can't believe that you're right. But don't recklessly believe that you are right to the point where what on earth is watching me? Ugh. I keep on hearing footprints back there and it's kind of freaking me out. These are the true questions. What about nature versus industry? There are people out there that'll try to demonize industry as some horrible abomination. These people that say chemicals are the reason for chemicals, chemicaling chemicals, that chemicals. Chemicals are just the basic building blocks of molecules. Chemicals are just, they have a purpose. They do have a purpose. There are reasons, there are good things about what we call chemicals. Is that a moose? Okay guys, I think I'm going to take this show on the road. Because I don't want to die today. I have too much to live for now that I have this show going. I wish my tripod wasn't in the way. You guys are just going to have to deal with sideways me for a while. Maybe I'll fix it in editing. I was getting a bit freaky. Sorry, guys. Anyway. I hope most of you can understand where I'm coming from with this. I'm basically saying that thinking you know for a fact the answer is almost always not the right answer. Covered in bugs and seeds now. That's the truth. The truth is that our purpose is in finding that answer. Seeking something that which may never be found. This has been Ninjo X. Till next time, stay enlightened.